Hello everyone. So today we're gonna talk about invariants. So behind me is obviously a sliced pizza with pepperonis on top, with two pepperonis. Fuck. And if you are allowed to add or remove two pepperonis from adjacent slides and not move any slices around, obviously, is it possible forever for there to be the same amount of pepperonis on every slice? So if we just fuck around a bit, then we could maybe, okay, sure, I'll add, say, two pepperonis over here. I add two pepperonis over here, maybe two pepperonis over here, and then two pepperonis over here. And then I thought I'd maybe, I could remove two pepperonis from here, maybe, and then add two pepperonis over here, and maybe I'd remove these two again, and you see that it doesn't really feel like we're getting anywhere. So how? Well, okay, so yeah, we'll just run with our intuition. Okay, so we'll try to prove that this is impossible, and you would be correct. There can never be the same amount of pepperonis on a slice, on every slice of pizza. Quote me on that. Anyway, so how do we prove this? Well, we prove this with an invariant, as I said in the beginning. What is an invariant? Well, an invariant is some kind of function or statement or expression, mathematical, of course, that doesn't change after any kind of operation. So if I were to do, so what we want here is we want some kind of expression concerning the amount of pepperonis on each slice that stays the same always, and therefore proves that it cannot have a specific state. So this, I understand if this isn't very intuitive at first, but this is just the first lesson if you don't already know what this means. So for example, if I were to name the amount of pepperonis on each slice as, well, okay, for this slice, you see that A is equal to the amount of pepperonis on slice A, and B, C, and continuing like that here. So now, so we'll go back to the start. Give me 1 second. So I'm back. So yeah, this was our starting position where we had A was equal to 1 and C was equal to 1 and everything else was equal to 0. So if I were to just give you the function A minus B plus C minus D plus E minus F plus G minus H, this would be a so-called invariant, because if we're adding a pepperoni on adjacent slides, that means that we're increasing adjacent, or integers, or adjacent integers, and because every other is positive and every other is negative, then we know that if we increase this by 1 and increase this by 1, then the net gain is just 0, because this gets added and this gets subtracted. And if we add on both these, then this gets subtracted and this gets added. So therefore, this thing is always equal to this. Okay, so firstly, let's just say that this thing stays the same always, and then we just have to figure out our our state at first. So okay, A was equal to 1 and C was equal to 1 and everything else was equal to 0. So this is then equal to 2, and it's also equal to 2 forever, whatever we do. And if we want an equal amount of pepperonis on each slice, then what is this thing? Well, then, okay, all of these are equal, and then it should be equal to 0. So therefore, we've reached a contradiction. For there to be equal pepperonis on every slice, this has to be equal to 0, but we also know that this is always equal to 2. So therefore, we have concluded our hypothesis, and therefore we are done. So yeah, that was basically everything for me. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye-bye.